The book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 38. Lord Yahweh Shai speaking in the red letter. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. This is Brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, coming at you with another lesson. Got a few minutes at the plantation, so I want to bring this out. As you can see, it's the verse of the day, all right? And it's Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. And he's speaking on charity, all right? Being generous with our substance, especially amongst the brethren, man, all right? Because as you know, society is crumbling and we're coming into hard times, man. It's going to be strenuous on the body. So the members of the body of Yahweh Shai, must be generous, man. We're coming into a time where we're going to have to help each other out, man. We got to have this mindset of charity, man, not being greedy and covetous, you know what I mean? This is what Yahweh Shai was telling us to do. So we got to take this serious. And he also tells us that whatever we give out, we'll receive it again, man. All right? You see what I'm saying? It might not be the exact, form that you gave it out in. You can, for example, give somebody, help with their rent. A brother might be down on his rent. You might help that brother out with a few dollars. All right. Later on, you know what I'm saying? It might come back to you in the form of you being saved out of a situation you find yourself in. See, the Lord will pay you back. All right. So understand that, man. Here it is. You to help the brother out with his rent. You find yourself in a life and death situation, later on, and you're delivered out of that situation because the Lord saw your generosity towards the body, towards one of his sheep. You see that? You got to think that way, man. All right. The Lord said that himself, and he's not a man that he shall lie. Okay. So let's get a few precepts real quick. And here's one that came to mind off top. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. You see that there? And what does Jake call money in this society? Bread. You know what I'm saying? So when you give out your bread, your substance, all right, in the spirit of generosity and charity, especially towards the body, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come back to you eventually. This is what the Lord has said, man. All right. And like I said, we're coming to a time where are going to need help. That's what the body is for, man. We're here to help each other out, showing brotherly love, man, as the Lord commanded us to do, to love thy neighbor as thyself. So we got to take that into account as well, man, because most people, when they see things getting strenuous and tight, especially, monetarily, what do? They hoard to themselves, man. All right. They get into that every man for himself type of mindset. All right. We can't move like the rest of the world. We got to move in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. The Lord said we're going to find it after many days. That also goes into, these lessons as well, man. Doing this work. You know what I'm saying? Because this work is like unto bread as well, man. For the spirit. And an example of that is, say for, instance, you're doing the lesson. This is for brothers that are out there teaching, by the way. You doing the lesson and you really don't feel like doing the lesson. You tired from work. You know what I'm saying? And you just kind of beat down. But you push yourself to do a lesson, all right, to edify the elect. And somebody sees that lesson and they get picked up in the spirit, man. You never know. The Lord's word does not go out void, as it tells us. All right, you do that, all right? You put your energy into doing that lesson, you put it up. And then later on, you might see a lesson that you needed to hear to pick you up in the spirit later on. You know what I'm saying? Everything comes back around, so to speak. All right, verse 2, it says, give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. Yeah, man, we don't know what's coming around the corner. You know what I'm saying? We know Jacob's trouble is going to pop off in a major way. We're going to see things that we've never seen before. Mass death, like different scenarios we might find ourselves in. And the Lord will consider what we've done during this grace period, man, including being charitable towards brethren. All right. And that leads me to my next precept. All right. It's the book of Tobit in the Apocrypha, chapter 12 and verse 8. It says, prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. Alms is what? Charity. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It's better to give alms than to lay up gold. All right. Like I said, hoarding everything up for yourself. It's better to give alms. All right. You don't got to give everything away, but you can help, with your substance, man. Having that spirit of charity goes a long way with Yahweh Shema Shai. For alms doth deliver from death and shall purge away all sin. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life. And that's heavy, man. You can't just take that lightly right there. That's how the Lord looks at those who are generous and give alms, man. It says it delivers from death, man. Think about that. And we're going to need to be delivered from death as it begins to grip the earth even tighter as time progresses. So, just want to do a quick lesson on that, on the verse of the day. Matter of fact, I got one more. Give me 1 second and we'll close with this one. I'm going to wrap it up with this one. It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 2. It says, and though I have the gift of prophecy, all right, which is a great gift, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. So there you go. The Apostle Paul was talking about that, man. He said, you can have all these gifts, all right, but if you don't have charity, then it's nothing, man. All right. And charity can come in many forms, not just, giving money and donating, items. It comes in the form of doing this work, man. What we're doing is a form of charity, man, showing love to, our people, man, the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? So when we take time out of our day, all right, to do these lessons, to exhort brothers to continue on in the faith, continue on believing in Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, that's charity, man. Showing our people, what's going on, all right, because our lives are on the line for this, man. So if that ain't charity, I don't know what is. So think about that, man. We can't just hoard up this knowledge for ourselves either. All right. That's why we go out there to the highways and hedges. You see what I'm saying? So that's the point on that one, man. You get a lot of people out there that have this knowledge and they just sit in their house and don't do nothing with it. All right. It's meant to be dispersed, man. Okay. So do your job, man. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is watching. So with that being said, I'm going to end this right here. I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, teach and rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. That was the verse of the day. Call me Asherallah in the Bible bar. Shalom to the elect.